Hello and welcome, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon in Cancer in December to new moon next in Capricorn in January 2021. We made it. Oh my goodness gracious, haven't we? I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And I also have Venus conjunct Mercury in Libra, third house, so I am as diplomatic as you get for the most part with a filthy mouth because genetics. Welcome back, my Libras, my scales, loving you all so much. Hope you are staying in balance in this time of incredible unbalance. I mean, it's the holidays in 2020, go figure, right? So what could be more helpful for a cardinal air sign than a creative look at what they need in a divinatory reading for this full moon in Cancer to new moon next, just to get us over into 2021, right? That being said, my subscribers, thank you so much for your love and your support, your likes, your subscribes. You're getting me there little by little, and I'm very, very thankful. If you're new to my channel, I'm fun, I'm good, and I am Venus in Libra, about as loving as you want to get and compassionate, balanced perhaps, but the Mercury helps with that. So very, very ready, willing, and able to serve you today. This is what's called an 8-card draw, right? Sounds like a poker game. 8-card draw, 8 different decks, 3 divination, three oracles, 3 healing systems, and 2 tarot decks. To get you clues, tips, and hints about what you need for a particular time frame, like picking a card for the day, but picking 8 cards for a 2-week period. The full moon in Cancer on Tuesday, December 29th, 2020, to the new moon in Capricorn on the 13th. That's a Wednesday, the 13th of January, 2021, right? So we're crossing over the new year in this. So remember, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? Check your other signs. We're going to try and get you the clarity, guidance, and grace, the clues, the tips, and the hints that I can from the divine pantheons of which I have given my life, and they have given their lives to me. So let's see what I can get from the mystic that I am. Focus on your breath. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Really feel what resonates in your energy field. You know, you start to feel yourself kind of in the mind, just breathe, right? And feel what's going on down here. Cool, cool. I guess that's about it, except to say that all of the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. Oh yeah, and if you want a personal read with me, find me on Facebook. I do them right on Facebook Messenger. You can find me there too. So I guess that's about it. Take a nice deep breath. And let us begin. By the way, I'm sitting on my couch. I've been doing past this series and the last one on the couch because my back has just been a nightmare. So just to give myself the extra support, my guides are saying to me, support yourself, support your back. I'm like, okay, I get the symbolism of it and all, but I got to work. And they're like, fine, then do everything in then do everything in the living room. So bear with me and breathe. Oh, it feels good if I sit like that. Here we go. Here we go. I feel you. My collective pantheons, I love you so much. Wow, you light me up. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity from the Caroline Mace archetype deck. What is the dominant soul power and archetype that the Libras need to deal with, address, cope with, alchemize from this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, transforming lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, toxicity to health, whether this is them, someone they are dealing with, a situation they are in, some of that, all of that, please. It is our clarifying subject energy. You're dealing with the storyteller archetype, creative family archetype. Now, as an air sign, that's not shocking. It's very much the element of air. And, you know, the storytellers, right? Oh, storytellers. There was even like a VH1 series, right? Storytellers. Well, the shadow attribute of a storyteller is making up tales that harm others, right? So the liar, but not just the liar like a white lie or a fib or something. Look, I can even like lounge and do this, can I? Oh, that hurts more. Okay, we'll try this. It's just a subluxation of my lower spine. I need a massage and a chiropractor, and I can name a couple other things, but I won't on YouTube. So it's not just a white lie. It's not just, it's a whole story. I mean, this can be like fake news. I hate to use those words, but you know, like people selling you a line, right, with a bait and hook, right, that harms others. The light attribute, though, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. I mean, that's what tarot is. That's what divination is. That's what movies are and books and, right, the stories. And yes, there are political stories on the news, but that's the thing. Stories can be so easily changed by shifting one element of them, right? From hero to villain, from villain to hero, right? Pivot, spin, right? Like that word spin. How are we going to spin this to make ourselves look good, or how are we going to spin this to make them look bad? Well, there you go. There's the storyteller archetype. We could just call it the spinner, but that means something different on Long Island. From what I understand, I'm not in that genre. So that could be you, right? And of course, you know, if you've ever done the Abraham Hicks law of attraction stuff, right? It's like, tell yourself a better feeling story. Well, that's definitely a good mental game, a mental exercise to do, but you can see where that becomes problematic when faced with reality, right? When what you actually have to deal with in the present moment. This isn't happening, is not going to work. Not in 2020, 2021. So what is the angel you most need to work with? From the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels Oracle deck. Take a nice deep breath. My angels of air and the sign of Libra, my Raphaelites, please. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing angel that the Libra needs to call upon to help them with this storyteller archetype, whether it's in them, somebody else, a whole situation? They could, whole bunches of people. Oh my God, entire populations of people can be under a story that's just not true. Oh my God, isn't that just the story of humanity? So please, my angels, my Raphaelites, what is the perfect healing angel for them to alchemize this storyteller archetype from lead to gold, shadow to light, December to January 2021, the healing angel of signs. Now, what would the job of the, because it's the healing with the angels oracle. She didn't put the word healing in there. It would have been a different deal, but no. My angels made it very clear. These are job titles, except for the Archangel Michael card. He's the only angel that's named by name, not by title in this deck. What would bring you healing signs, would bring you signs to help you heal, would bring you the sign symbols, synchronicities, right? So that you can get a larger context, right? You don't know. I mean, it happens so often in my life. I mean, really, the universal law of synchronicity is what's at the foundation of divination in general, getting a reading of any kind, even astrology, right? It's another way of looking at the divine plan. It's all one thing, manifesting as one gigantic, many multifaceted thing, and it's really just one thing, the unity field, the field of consciousness, unity consciousness, right? The unified field. So sign symbols and synchronicity to help you heal this, right? To see what's true and what's not. Now, sometimes the stories that you write in your head about those signs need healing, right? Like superstition. Like there's a difference between synchronicity and superstition. When I was a kid, I'm such a witch. When I was a kid, even before like I knew what witchcraft was, I heard step on a crack, break your mother's back. To really, to this day, I avoid stepping on cracks. I love my mother. Do you know what I mean? Wow, right? It's like that kind of superstition. It's just a story, but it's a story that, you know, making up stories that harm others if it makes you obsessive compulsive, which I'm not, even though I'm a Virgo. I'm too tired to be obsessive compulsive. Let somebody else do it as long as they're cleaning as they go. I don't really care. Oh, really? Oh, you're going to make me reach down? Oh, not too bad. Okay. So we've got one healing system. Carolyn Mace archetype deck. Great, Mark. We've got the one oracle with the angel, the healing angel of signs. Let's get your second oracle down, the crystal oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. I'm always going to say this. I picked it up. Mystic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. Veronica, dear friend of mine now. I saw her right before Thanksgiving. I'm driving up in a couple of days, actually. That's why these are being premiered ahead of time, because I'm probably already there by the time you watch this, or at least on the road or something. I think this hits Tuesday, so yeah, I'll be packing by the time you've seen this to leave Wednesday. But I plan on getting another one while I'm there. And by the way, my entire family, we've all been in lockdown. We're like doctors and lawyers and people. It's like, no. Darling, stay in your house. Sanitize, ionize, Silkwood scrub down, just getting back to get the mail, right? Silkwood scrub down, oh my God. Well, I hope you're having as much fun as I am. If you don't know my references, well, too bad. So I love this deck. I was like, oh, this is cute. And then I read through it. I was like, oh, this thing ain't joking. So I dedicated it to Archangel Ariel. It's a long story. She's the Archangel of Lyons. If my name is Archangel of Lyons, what would you do? You'd breathe. My beloved Archangel Ariel, please, one card in clarity for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is the crystal oracle, either the card, the stone it indicates, both of those things, what's written in the book, any of that they need, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, perhaps myself included, need from this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, considering they are dealing with the storyteller archetype and the healing angels of signs are active and on the case. What's the crystal I'll put myself in this, we need for this full moon to new moon next? Clear quartz, which work. I can tell you right there, clarity, like, I mean, it's clear quartz. It's like literally in the name. Come on, it's the white candle of stonework, right? It's the amplifier. I mean, Uma Sibley's The Complete Crystal Guidebook, 1980 something. That was my introduction. Like, my introduction to tarot was Eileen Connolly's Handbook for the New Tarot, Handbook for the New Apprentice. It's like, yeah, I don't start with the basics, but I do. They force me to, but let me read you. This is such a pretty one. It's like, of all the shots they could have gotten of crystals, those are actually really nice. I like the photography. So the keywords are harmony, meditation, protection, and infinite possibilities, right? So the signs and the synchronicities on this are going to be hopeful in terms of deciphering the truth of a story. And to get some clarity here, clear quartz crystal can be programmed with whatever qualities you desire. It's true. After fucking 30 years of working with them, I could say that's true. For just like you, this crystal is full of infinite possibilities. I'm a little salty today, Cope. It's okay. That's why you love me. This card is asking you to reflect on all that you would love to have and to achieve in this life. Good time of year to do it, ain't it? Make a list of them mentally, and then mentally infuse this card, or alternatively a real clear quartz crystal, because it's not like you can't find them anywhere, with the qualities and things you wish to manifest. Carry this card or crystal with you. I wouldn't recommend carrying the card with you. Keep it close to your heart and mentally envisage, that's the word, not envision, envisage your life as you would love it to be. It's good for Libra. Set realistic goals for yourself and repeat this ritual daily until your goals are reached. Then set new goals. Remember, all is possible if you believe it. Just make sure it is truly what your heart desires. Life is a journey, not a destination. Well, I say life is a highway, and I want to ride it all night long. Okay, I have some issues with some of that, but that's okay. You know, that's one artist, author's interpretation of a divinatory definition for a stone. Yeah, all that is true. Protection, absolutely. It's a harmonizer, but it is also, I don't have one on me. Can you believe there are none of them around me? I have lots of stones. Clear quartz is usually over by, when you watch me when I'm doing it in the dining room, right? Flat on one end, a single terminated, so the energy comes in the bottom, is aligned, refined, and shot out the top, right? Really? That's why quartz is used in radios. I don't know if they still are, but you know what I mean? Because they're vibratory properties. But that infinite possibilities, it's like I said, it's the white candle of stone magic. You do anything with it. And as far as cleansing and consecrating and empowering and salt water and all that stuff, I will tell you this. Smudge it. If you spend a lot of money for a crystal from a special place, you know, like Brazil or something or wherever, or let's say you get something from Stonehenge, I don't know that there's quartz there. You're not supposed to take those stones anyway, right? But you want the energy of the place of it. Don't put it in salt water because that is a nullifier. It will wipe out the entire crystal, any program that's in it aside from its basic program. If you want something specific, like let's say, I don't know, it's from your hometown or something like that. You want to keep the energies and the memory of it, smudge it. And I cleanse and consecrate this crystal, removing all negativity from it in every time and place, not just bulk erase it, right? Just saying. I teach this stuff. I'm just not teaching it now, but I have for decades. So clear quartz with signs. I like this. I like this, the Storyteller. But I'm going to say for clarity, right? Almost like a filter to say, okay, I'm just going to hold up this crystal and all the story is going to go through this. It's going to align it, transform it. So only the truth comes out the end, right? But in a symbolic way. They're giving me a word here. Story purification and refinement. The refinement, I guess that's the editing process. Oh, my guides are amazing. So I don't mind living alone. They're fun. They're smart. Well, they better be. They're guides. All right, we've got one healing system down with Carolyn Mace. We've got 2 of our oracle cards. Let's get you 2 tarot. Tarot. Let's get you some tarot, shall we? Daughters of the Moon Tarot, what you need to be aware of inside of yourself. Mythic Tarot, what you need to be aware of outside of yourself. Let's do this. Feeling better. Breathe. Must be all the clear quartz. Don't carry the card with you. It's going to get creased. You're a Libra. You don't want to do that to your nice things. Breathe. All right. My beloved goddesses of air and the sign of Libra. Aphrodite in particular. My beloved goddesses. The yin force. The divine feminine. Half the universal energy. Please, one card in clarity for my and your beloved Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is it we need to be aware of inside of ourselves? Heart, throat, third eye, and crown, energetic chakra coordinates. If we need them, please, for this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. Yeah, I'm feeling that. There's a butting heads thing going on. Some kind of something's not fitting right. So please, what is it we need to be aware of with that Storyteller archetype? Yeah, it's like where the story and the actuality. I mean, there's always going to be an interpretation gap. But I think I see what you're saying there. All right, so the Storyteller archetype with signs. Like you're going to get signs that the story that is being told is inaccurate. And that clear quartz to keep you in the present moment, grounded and centered in alignment so that you can really feel this out. Well, feel this out. Please, my goddesses, what do we need to be aware of? Heart, throat, third eye, and crown, please. This full moon to new moon. Next, the 10 of Blades, resolution. Look, I know... Rider-Waite Tarot, traditional tarot, it's betrayal, not in this deck. This is gathering the tribe and everybody having their opportunity to speak. Passing the rattle, the talking stick, it was called in the 90s. Man, they dumbed that down, and boy, did that get, destroyed, that concept. But it's an ancient tribal process of everybody. It's very Ho'oponopono, if you know what I'm talking about, right? The original version before it became self-identity through Ho'oponopono. Where they would bring together the tribe when there was a problem, something that needed to be resolved. And each one would speak in turn. Here it is the passing of the rattle. Now, I don't know if you can see it. It's the woman holding it right in front there. So when she's holding that, she's the only one who can speak. And everyone else has to focus and listen. And then she passes it, right? So it's all of these different voices. And I feel like with all of the signs and synchronicities that are going to be coming in for you, remember, this is a waning moon, right? With this Storyteller, like, particularly when you get a bunch of storytellers in a room, because it happens. They're called writers' meetings, right? I've been in a few. They can be very chaotic. But if everybody is given their space to be heard, yes, you get different interpretations of the same thing, right? It's almost like, how many ceremonial magicians does it take to screw in a light bulb? only one to hold it while the universe revolves around him. Right? How many writers, like if you put one thing happens and a room full of writers, you're going to get that many different perspectives. And honestly, that's true of all of life, right? All of us, we all see things through our own lenses, but it feels like go inside. It's like you're going to get resolution. You're going to see all the pieces of the puzzle inside of yourself. And because it's heartthrob, third eye, and crown, I feel like it's going to be here, like not just mental. Like I feel like with the angel of signs and that clear quartz, that there is a spiritual component here, and one where you might very well have an aha moment that then leads you to the ace of swords. That would begin the cycle all over again, like like synthesizing it all, resolution, clarity, right? Great, we're rocking and rolling. That's on the inside. Now what's going on the outside? Breathe. Oh yeah, I'm into this now. Sometimes it takes a few cards for all my chakras to engage. Hey, there's only so much coffee a guy can drink in a day. My gods, please, one card in clarity for the magnificent Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, myself included. My gods of air and the sign of Libra, please. What is it we need to be aware of outside of ourselves? Tracked through the lower three chakras, the root, the sacrum, and the solar plexus, dealing with this storyteller archetype, the healing angel of signs, clear quartz, take that for what you like, and the rattle, the 10 of blades that we need to be aware of on the inner. What do we need to be aware of on the outer? This full moon in Cancer to new moon in Capricorn, December into January 2020. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles on the outer. Now, again, this is the problem with general reads. This could totally be you from the outside, right? How do you appear in this? Well, this is the Taurus card. I mean, literally, the two decks, tarot decks that I work with professionally, there's no bones about what the zodiacal correspondences are because they're printed on the card, right? And I love that. I'm a Virgo. Give me precision. This is really saying, in a way, and again, this is a general read, yes, this is either someone that you're dealing with who has that Taurus energy, but let me get you the vibe on this. Second house life values, right? Second house life values. What the most important to you? If truth is important to you, that is evident here. This is the Taurus energy. Taurus has two speeds, stop and charge. Okay, Raging Bull. Oh, such a good movie. Whew, childhood flashback. Sorry, the rattle was upside down. I don't do reversals on camera. Well, at least not this kind. So yeah, this is really, you are presenting as strong, or you are dealing with somebody who is strong, and I would say of value, right? Whose core values are engaged here. Like, I don't get a bad feeling about this. So whether this is you, and they don't have to be a Taurus, but you got to think Queen of Pentacles, fertile, fixed earth, right? Something that is gestative, that is creative, but that's not necessarily moving all over the place. Something stable, right? You just can't grow crops at the beach, right? Because all that sand and wind, right? The roots could never take for very long. Nor is this necessarily bedrock. Everybody says Taurians are stubborn, but you know, if their hearts are, they're ruled by Libra. Oh, they're ruled by Venus, just like Libra, right? So that's an interesting connection there that I don't know if I've made before with you guys. But it also might be that there is this strong value placed on what this story is about, right? It can be you, it could be another person, or it could be the situation that this storyteller vibe is going through. Hence the clarity, and pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities. Now, I will tell you, synchronicity, that word was created by Carl Jung. Same timing is all it means, people. Boy, we've run with that. But if you read The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, I know it's an old book. Well, it's not that old. I mean, it's not like it's the Sea Priestess, Dion Fortune, but like, or watch the movie. The movie's not as good as the book. It never is. But they talk about synchronicities and the meaning of synchronicities. Now, they're happening all the time, but you have to be flying at a certain vibrational altitude, maybe is the right word, to see them, right? To see those patterns. And with the signs, it feels like you're processing them inside of yourself. very, very strong energy here. I like this. This doesn't feel horrible. This doesn't feel like ultra toxic, like someone's screwing you over, but we're not done yet. We got 3 more cards left to go, right? This is the second of our healing systems, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, which will be followed up by the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Voices of the Ascended Masters, both. Breathe. Okay. My Ascended Masters, I've been calling in different offices of the Ascended Masters on this. I'm asking for general here because obviously there's a story going on here that needs clarifying with that clear quartz. And I feel like this Taurus has everything that they need inside of them, or will, right? In that process, they're gathering information. This might also be where they're just not letting on. They're being stubborn about what they think or do not think, what they know or what they do not know. Like Libras can, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I'm still trying to figure out if I want Taco Bell or Burger King from last week. I'm allowed. I have Venus in Libra. So please, my Ascended Masters, who I love and who love us all so much, what is the piece of luck we need to be aware of, right? Or the piece of healing we need to implement, or the piece of grace that we need to attune to, or the problem that we need to address. With this Storyteller, Angel of Signs, clear quartz, 10 of Blades on the inner, Queen of Pentacles on the outer, for this full moon in Cancer's waning to the new moon in Capricorn, December into January 2021. And here it is. We've got the problem card of manipulation. I knew it. And we're putting that right under the Storyteller. That's where it goes anyway in the spread as they designed it for me in spirit. Oh, the problem is manipulation. Now I just have to throw in here the manipulation we put ourselves under in the stories alone. Someone says they're going to show up at 8 p.m. 8:15, you're like, oh, they're running late. You still don't hear from them. 8:30, they're not there. You text them, no answer. 9 o'clock, you call them. Their phone goes right to voicemail. 10 p.m., you're freaking. 11 p.m., you're watching the news, just right? You're calling people. Midnight, they call and they say, oh, I'm so sorry. I was on my way over, but there was this burning orphanage, you see. So I jumped out of the car. And I was saving Ben and babies, darling, and so I'm not there. Get over it. And all that stress you put yourself through, right? Look at the manipulation we do with the stories we tell ourselves. So, like, that's wholesale for all of us with 2020 into 2021 and these conjunctions and supermoons and all this stuff. I mean, I get it. But it's the stories that we tell about it. Planets don't actually go backwards in the sky, Mr. Retrograde, I'm sorry, right? So there's an aspect of manipulation through storytelling here, and I fucking hate that, right? My Taurus energy, my second house, a big part of what's life, so important to me because I've been lied to since I was a child. I think they do that when they know you're intuitive, right? Or you're weird or whatever, they just lie to you. And I always knew and doubted myself. It took me decades to undo. Thank you, Louise Hay, Shakti Gawain, and everybody else since, right? It's a problem. It is a problem. So you stand strong on what is really important to you and get the clarity that you want, because if clarity is what you need, oh, this 10 of Blades, you're going to get it. You're going to get the clarity that you want. It's going to come inside of you because of the signs that come to you. Maybe not someone coming in and saying, oh, by the way, I've been manipulating you all this time. Start monologuing. Sorry, I just had a Pixar flashback is exactly what I just had. I'm back. My Ascended Masters, please, one card in clarity. Come on, we need a good mantra here to clarify this one for us, because I do not like being manipulated by stories. Tell me the truth. Come clean or don't come at all. Ugh, don't waste my time. Sell it somewhere else. Seriously. Lying to an empath is the worst thing you can do because it makes us doubt ourselves. So true. Breathe. So, my Ascended Masters, we've got the Storyteller archetype here, obviously with some kind of manipulation, but the signs are being sent from the Angels of Signs to help heal this, and that we can work with that clear quartz, because I think we already know on the inside, we just don't have it all in alignment there, and we can stand strong, and we can be stubborn about this, and we can absolutely keep our values right in the center of the crosshairs of our third eye as we go. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra for us to help us heal this that we most need this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, December into January 2020. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with a witch. Liberating love. This is interesting. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. Well, what do you know? Liberating love. Tina Belcher there for you. H-I-J-K. Wow, it just... Where are you? Liberating love. There's only one L card in here. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. When love is liberated, your heart remains open to all the gifts that life has to offer. Even the ones we might want to return. As love is liberated from the emotional wounds of the human condition, it becomes easy to accept, forgive, and receive. Okay. When such actions seem exhausting, particularly if someone keeps telling the same fucking story that is true, it is simply a sign that your heart doesn't feel safe enough to remain open because you're being manipulated. When this occurs, your will's freedom to embrace each tender corner of your consciousness will allow opening up to resume. That's inner child work. That's shadow work. That's emotional healing work. When the heart has permission to open, your love is liberated, and you can shine a light into all levels of reality to awaken the truth of all. This is like superhero stuff. This mantra is ideal for learning how to believe in yourself, promoting self-realization, and integrating the shadow. Well, the shadow. So see, here's what I'm getting, and this is common psychological thing that happens. One person deliberately changes the story, right? That shadow part of it makes up tales that harm others. Others believe it, and it becomes such a part of their belief system, believing that it's true, that chaos ensues. And that child inside of them, which is saying, this is wrong, this is going against who we are, this doesn't feel right, this doesn't feel right, but it's a story. Stories, oh, read Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett. Really, any of the Discworld Witch series, Granny Weatherwax, Nanny Ogg, and Margaret Garlick, and eventually Perdita, Agnes Nitt. Read them, because Pratchett is such a brilliant storyteller. By the way, he's my favorite storyteller, goddess rest his soul. But his understanding of archetype and storytelling, I mean, genius. I mean, if you've seen Good Omens, if you've seen it, it's him and Neil Gaiman that wrote that, but that Discworld is his own, and it's genius. Everything I really needed to learn about witchcraft, I learned from Terry Pratchett, to be totally honest, particularly the witch books. But that thing of liberating love, right? So there's this child inside of you that it doesn't want to be manipulated anymore. It wants clarity. It wants the truth in the story. The best stories, yes, are symbolic, like scripture, like parables, like mythology, right? Whether or not the gods actually walked the earth, to me, is immaterial, because we're all one. It's all the unified field, higher dimension, blah, 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 blah. But the wisdom that's being passed, right? The learning that's been passed, the gold that is being passed through those stories. And yes, there is always a game of telephone, not to mention over the centuries, as things are translated from, I don't know, Aramaic to Greek to Latin to, you know what I'm saying? Like, things get changed, right? Hieroglyphic, bird eye, triangle, triangle, triangle. Oh, that means brown bread. Oh, thanks, right? Things get changed along the way in the storyteller, but for you to really allow yourself to receive all the fulfillment you're willing to give. So to give yourself that love, to give yourself that clarity, to pull back and stand in your values and say, if we don't know what this story is, if we don't know how we're being manipulated, what's real and what's not, that's okay. That's okay. We will know. Oh, we will know. Because there's something, the signs are coming and the clarity is coming to you, but what it needs is for you to feel safe enough to open your heart, to shine your light to the greater truth of all of this. And if you're not there, to take the time and pull back and give yourself the rest and the love that you need. And I would highly recommend inner child work for that particular thing. But remember, inner child work also, just like the talking stick of the rattle, was something that was really destroyed in the 90s. Not so much through the comedy, like they used to do stuff on Saturday Night Live. They used to crack me up, like funny. But how people were like, my inner child doesn't like you. It's like, well, the inner child is not supposed to drive the show. That's your unfinished business. It's nothing to do with that person who just triggered you. God, I've been doing this a long time. Okay, at least I'm intelligent. It's like he's long-winded, but at least he's intelligent. Well, Venus conjunct Mercury and Libra. Do the symbolic math, storyteller. Last card down. It's going to be nice. The Whispers of Love. There are no womp womp cards in the Whisper of Love Oracle. So let's see what the higher selves have all involved. 5th dimensional and above, 8th chakra and above, have to say. Breathe. Oh. Symmetry. Breathe. The higher selves have all involved. I'm thinking my own included, because if I don't know that there's a story that's not true, then I don't know that. So in case I'm in this one, please, my higher self included. 1 card in clarity, a Whisper of Love Oracle card for my beloved Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs from this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. What is a piece of information, inspiration, or insight that we most need? This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, January into December. Sorry, reverse that, strike that, reverse it. December into January 2021 with the Storyteller, the Angel of Signs, Clear Quartz, 10 of Blades inner, the Rattle, Resolution, Queen of Pentacles on the outer in the Yang, that strong, valued Taurian vibe. The problem is manipulation, and I feel like the solution is liberating love. Giving ourselves the fulfillment we're willing to receive, and giving others the fulfillment we are willing to receive by shining our light there and sending love into this, perhaps even from a distance. So please, what is the voice of the higher soul to the Libras this full moon to new moon next? Express love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. I suppose a swift kick in the ass, wrapped with a bow, is probably not the type of gift they're talking about. Don't you fucking lie to me. Don't you lie to me. Okay. You can feel I'm a little salty on this one, because it's gift giving time, right? Now, you're probably watching this after, right? You're probably watching this after a big bulk of the holidays has gone by, although this will be going out, what did I say, Tuesday or Wednesday? Express love through gifts. Show, giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them, which says to me this is not adversarial, which says to me particularly the manipulation that's going on here, the person that you're dealing with, you're dealing with somebody who's a storyteller making up tales. They might be passing on tales that harm others, and come on, I could make that so obvious of what it could be about in the world right now, but that's not my job here. I'm not getting political on YouTube. I refuse. I'm a mystic. I'm here to love everybody. Yeah, try it. It's more transforming than you realize. So this might be someone who might really be in a bad place, right? Being manipulated by false stories, false narratives. And if this is you, you know, and that's the thing, I don't get it. Not with that. I think that you know something's off. Like all of these puzzle pieces in your gut are kind of like saying something's off here, something's not right. I don't know what it is. Stick with that. Be stubborn about that. Do not make any decisions just yet, because the information that you're getting might not be accurate at all and may have the problem of being manipulative, right? That whoever started it, whoever started this false narrative that harms others, then you really have the ability here to experience and express life through stories and symbols, to really see it's like, oh my God, that's so symbolic of my life. And that's what I'm looking at this reading and saying, that's why it's even triggering me. It's like, I hate being manipulated. If you can't tell me the truth, keep your fucking mouth shut. Sorry. I am the sweetest person on earth. I mean, diplomatic AF, and it has taken me decades to learn how to speak truth in a diplomatic nature. And sometimes it takes a lot of prefacing to say, hey, this is how it is, and I love you. And that might be the situation. You have to express your love to this person, even though you know there's, not that they're fakakta, not that they're crazy, but that they've got this virus. Oh, I shouldn't use that word. That they've got this glitch in the program, so to speak. Oh, that's not good either. That they have a false narrative, that they have a story, a piece that's not true. Like one little piece of a larger puzzle, right? If you take, well, there are two ways to do it, apparently. Like you take one piece of truth and build a whole lie around it, or you take this big lie and just decorate it with circumstantial evidence that looks like truth, right? Jinkies, man. Let me put this together for you in a prayer. I think it'll make more sense. Breathe. A blessing, a prayer for full moon, a waning moon prayer, because this is a waning moon. This might, like, this is really about dissolving the clouds of illusion. Break chains of illusion and set all things to right. Reveal what has been hidden and bring the truth to light. Breathe. May the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn, that they may receive the clarity they need with the clear quartz, that they may receive the signs that they need from the angel of healing signs in order to solve the problem of manipulation by really putting together the pieces of the puzzle within themselves, allowing each piece to have its say while they stand their ground on their virtue and their values of what's most important to them lifelong. In dealing with the storyteller, being mindful of the stories they are telling about the storyteller as well, particularly if they don't know where the information came from, so that they can liberate their love, allowing themselves to receive all the fulfillment they're willing to give to forgive. If the person really truly did not know that they were being manipulated, so they may express and do this all through expressing their love through gifts. Giving a small token to someone, expressing their love to them, is what is really needed here for the well-being of the Libra, ruled by Venus, for anyone else involved here, and for the well-being of all. May they be so blessed. So more to be. And so it is, wordy as fuck, but heartfelt. Hey, if there was something here that you liked, if there was something here that clicked, just hit the thumbs up button, please. It is a gift to me. If you want more, subscribe. You want to know when, hit the notification bell. And wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of the rest of this year, but particularly this full moon in Cancer to new moon next in Capricorn. My beloved Libras, thank you so much. I love you. Happy holidays.